So we're talking about my Eagles earlier, so we can talk about the NFC East. The Giants will pay Saquon Barkley, fact or cap? Toddy, I'm gonna go to you first.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say cap. I'm just going based off of what I've been seeing, just past running backs. Period. They cut Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott had one of the greatest starts in running back history. The way he was running roughshod when they went to the playoffs those first couple of years. They just cut Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's like a top 5. He's like a top 5 running back in the entire league. Saquon Barkley. I was listening to Cowherd this morning, and he was saying his stats. I think his first year he had 2,000 all-purpose yards. He got hurt in his second year. Tried to come back in his next year. Wasn't really the same. And then this last year he had a great year. So he's had 2 good seasons in the last 5. They franchise tagged him. Now running backs are just severely underpaid. I saw Mark Ingram say that the running backs should have their own association, players union, just how underpaid that they are and how much production that they provide. It doesn't really match how much they're paid because they just cycle through running backs, and running backs are fouled so late in rounds now versus to when Saquon was drafted. He was drafted 2nd overall. That's unheard of now. But now we're starting to maybe see a comeback with running backs as, Bijan was drafted 8, and we saw Jahmyr Gibbs was drafted 12th this past season. So I'm going to say cap. I think the timeline for running backs are very short. So Saquon's trying to get as much money as he can possible.
All right, Gary, what do you think? Do you think the Giants will pay Saquon Barkley, fact or cap?
I'm not gonna lie, I agreed with everything. First thing I thought was what Vaughn was thinking, as cap, as in they weren't gonna pay him because all the facts of the running back position is not getting paid as much. You can find multiple running backs. There's a lot of bad dual running backs now on the back. A lot of teams have 2 running backs. So I was leaning towards that way also due to Saquon's history, again, what Vaughn said, is health. But I am just going to be devil's advocate here. I'm going to say fact, he will get paid.
Of course.
The reason I think he will get paid is because of Daniel Jones. They seen what Daniel Jones is like when they're making him just the primary guy and passing the ball 30, 40 times a game. He does not really. This year he had a good year controlling the ball with turnovers, but prior to this year he was having a turnover issue. So I think that this is a key cog in the system. They should pay him, even though I want him to get paid. I hope he gets paid, and I think they should pay him because I think he's a good obviously cog to the system of them helping them get success this year as the Giants. So I feel like he should get paid, and I feel like the Giants should pay him because they're paying him for their team. Any other team, I feel like it'd be tough for him to get paid. But I feel like for their situation with Daniel Jones, I think that's a good crutch to have.
Shaun, what are you thinking? Are they going to pay the man?
I say fact. They pay the man. And the reason why I'm saying that they're going to pay him is based on what I saw Saquon say, in his own words, tweeted out by Adam Schefter. And for those of you who haven't heard it, this is what he said. And this is what a statement that Saquon had to say after he spoke to the media at his Boys and Girls Club event. Because we know the media, I'm a part of it, we take advantage of those situations where it's public appearance, superstar, doing charitable things. Let's ask him about what he's not getting paid. And that's exactly what Jordan Renan of ESPN and all the other media who were present there said. And after he talked to the media, he felt the need to say this. He said, as I have previously stated, I'm not looking to set any contract records. I'm not demanding to be the highest paid player at my position. I understand the market. My goal is just to be compensated respectfully based on my contributions to the team on the field and in the locker room. I've been in talks with the Giants throughout the offseason. If at some point there's a deal that is fair to both sides on the table, I'll be ready to sign. For that exact reason, I think that Saquon is exactly, Gary. It's a smart move. He's a smart man, and he's not asking for too much just because he has leverage.
Really can't,
and
that's why.
He ain't playing for no $10 million.
I do think that Saquon will come to a deal before week 1. It may be a drama-filled offseason, but I think before the Giants week 1 game, Saquon will be paid. What do you think, Kevin?
I'm gonna have to say Cap, and I know the first thing Todd is gonna say is that the Eagles colors are bleeding through you, Cav. It's showing. But not only do I not want him in the division, like Garry mentioned with Daniel Jones, they had an opportunity to pay Saquon, and they chose the quarterback. So I think that alone has really stirred the pot with them. They could have signed Saquon, but we've talked about it with Toddy and Garry. The running back, Will it just keeps on spinning. You know, we're going to get you for 3-4 years in the first round. We'll use the 5th round extension, and then we're going to send you off on your way. We mentioned about Zeke. You know, he led the league in rushing for 2-3 seasons, and now look at him. Talking about, is he going to play in the league again? So they're just running through. We talked about Dalvin Cook. So the running back will is really bad right now. So I think they're not going to pay Saquon, and I'm really interested to see what kind of haul they can get for him.
They're kind of switching with what the wide receivers used to be, where they kind of felt like they were replaceable in a sense. And now they're paying the wide receivers and leaving the running backs high and dry, which sucks because, man, these guys, like you said, my team did it. I'm not going to lie. We did to Le'Veon Bell. We ran him like a horse. And, man, he did great numbers for us. And I'm not going to lie. We kicked him to the dirt, to the side, which was sad because I love watching him play. But, hey, they look like Vaughn mentioned. They're kind of doing that with, even though I think Zeke at least got at least one more contract out of him. They're doing the same thing again. When they see the young buck behind you got fresher legs, less licks. You know, they want to give, that position. That's what matters more, less wear and tear.
That's what the Eagles did with Miles Sanders.
But I do feel like some of these guys are special, like Derrick Henry, special. I think Dalvin Cook, special type player. Saquon Barkley, when healthy, special type player. So I think when you got a special guy, that's when you should back up the truck a little bit, just a little bit. Enough for the guy. There you go.